Hello and namaste to dear students and all our valued viewers. You are welcome back to Teach Nepal. I'm Bidur Nepani. Today I'm gonna present you a new lesson of compulsory English, grade 11 new course. That is a poem, the first poem called Corona Says, composed by Vishnu Singh. Here I'll deal with its summary, interpretation, analysis, themes, and question answers. Therefore, please watch the video till the end to get the complete understanding about the poem. Dear students, let me start today's lesson. Before I begin, I'd like to request you all to subscribe our channel for other many videos and please press the notification bell to get notified about our new videos automatically. Now let me begin with the poem, the first poem of grade 11, that is Corona Says, composed by Vishnu Singh Rai. Here I'll deal with summary, interpretation, its analysis and question answers. Let me begin with the introduction of the author. It's composed by Vishnu Singh Rai, who was educated in India, Nepal, and UK. He was the professor of Tribhuvan University for more than 3 decades. He's the retired professor now. He has written many stories and poems in Nepali and English, and the stories as well. The short stories written by him are Martyr and other stories. There are many stories and the plays also, one act plays or the traveler. So the story, let me begin with the poem here. Corona says, so you see, Corona itself is an object. Corona never can speak to human, but here the poet has personified Corona, or has given the quality of a person to Corona, in order to give us the vivid meaning of what he wants to deliver. So let me begin. Stop crying, oh man, stop crying. Stop cursing me. Stop cursing means speaking some offensive words, right, for something bad. That's what I call cursing, strapped in it. And listen, I did not come here of my own free will. So, as during the Corona period, we were crying, some of we were worried about the situation. Everybody is familiar with coronavirus these days. It's on the tip of the tongue, right? हाम्रो चाहिँ जिब्रोको बोली भइसक्यो अथवा जिब्रोमा झुन्डिसक्यो यो बोली चाहिँ कोरोना भन्ने बित्तिकै everybody is aware of that, or everybody is familiar with this word. But what does the corona say here? It did not come here itself, or I did not come here of my own free will, right? It's not me who came here, it's you, right? It's gonna say that coronavirus did not come itself in the world. Then how did it come? I was invited. It's saying I was invited. Believe me, I had no choice but to visit you. It had no other choices than visiting us, or the visiting the humankind. You here means humankind. हामी सबै मान्छे जातिलाई चाहिँ you भनिरहेको छ, right? So, uh, as a whole, uh, from the beginning, right, the poet is saying that, or the poet means to say that coronavirus, the pandemic of COVID-19, it is not created by itself, right? It was not created by itself. Rather, it was invited, or it was caused by the human beings themselves. So, how many lives were lost because of me, right? There were thousands of people died because thousands of people died because of coronavirus. You count, but have you ever counted how many have died so far because of you and your wars? You don't consider how many people died in wars, how many people died because of you, because of your bad deeds, but you only counting for the coronavirus death, right? So in this way, it's relating us to what humankinds are doing and how are they causing coronavirus, or how are they the causative agents of coronavirus. You call yourself the crown of creation. What about the others, right? So you call yourself the superior being, crown of creation, the king of the creation, the king of the nature. But what about others? आफूलाई ठुलो ठान्नुहुन्छ, right? You call the king of this creation, whole universe. The poem is saying to us. What about the others, those who fly in the sky? The animals, the birds, right? It's calling to animals, the birds here, those who fly in the sky. What about those? Those who live in the ocean, the marine animal, what about them? Those who crawl on the earth. So, what about animals, birds? So, and those, the sources of your oxygen, the trees, You think they all are your slaves, right? Are all these your slaves? तपाईँको सबै दासहरू हुन् त यिनीहरू? That means you can use them any way you like, who you can sell or kill at your will, right? It means can you sell or kill them at any time in your convenience or for your betterment, for your selfishness, or to fulfill your vanity interest at your will, at your desire. So it means it is relating to the nature or the exploitation of the nature by the human beings. Human beings, they are recklessly destroying and uh, just trying to deteriorate the environmental quality. So this is how the poet is trying to aware people about their anti-environmental activities or the human behavior which are totally against the nature and the environment around us. So don't blame me. Coronavirus is saying to us, don't blame me for this. I just wanted to show you how clean the blue sky looks. You see, during the lockdown period, we could see the skies in the town, right? In the city, crowded city. Before this, which used to be so foggy, or that used to be so black, could be seen so blue during the lockdown period, right? So I just wanted to show how clean the blue sky looks. If there are no vehicles moving, if the peoples are not moving there using the different kinds of vehicles, then there would be no emission of different gases, and that makes the environment really clean, really natural. So without dust and smoke, right? That was so beautiful. It was totally natural. I wanted you to realize how caged animals feel in a zoo, as people were restricted to go out from their home during the lockdown period of COVID-19 in order to control this its spread. People had to stay there inside the home. So they we people had to realize how animals feel inside the zoo, because we were just kept inside our house, and that was the zoo for us. मान्छेले आफू घरभित्र बसिरहँदा लामो समयसम्म बसिरहँदा कस्तो पीडा भयो हुँदो रहेछ एनिमलहरूलाई लामो समयसम्म केजमा बस्दा. Just like that, it's relating to us, the pain of the outbreak of COVID-19 or such pandemic, right? I came not to give you a taste. I came so that Mother Earth could have a little rest. So I came not to give you a test. Means here it's not trying to test us, but here it's trying to have a little rest, or to give the earth, the universe, a little rest. It means every environmental factors or the component of the environment, they were having a rest because they were not being occupied by human beings. The environment was clean, the oxygen was somehow cleaner than its previous status, right? And other different environmental components, they were less polluted during the lockdown period of COVID-19. So here the earth was having a little rest. You claim that you know everything. I just wanted you to know yourself. The earth is not your property alone. Though you know, you think that you know everything, you are the superior. I just wanted you to know, right? भनिरहेछ हामीलाई चाहिँ तपाईँलाई लाग्छ तपाईँलाई सबै कुरा थाहा छ, but I just wanted to you to know the earth is not your property alone. तपाईँको एकजनाको मात्र property, तपाईँको आफ्नो एउटा personal property होइन, right? So it's as much as mine, or it's as much as ours, right? Or यो चाहिँ जति तपाईँको छ त्यति पनि यसमा चाहिँ मेरो हक लाग्छ, अथवा so it's saying that it belongs to all humankinds. It belongs equally to all people, or all, you see, living creatures like animals, birds. They all belong to, or they all have the equal rights in this environment. Sure, I'll depart one day, but remember, there are many others like me, right? Coronavirus shall uh, depart one day, right? It can go, or it can just depart from the earth one day, but there are many others like me. They will come too. It means if we don't correct our mistakes, if we don't correct our behaviors, which are if often reckless, then such pandemics, such viruses will come again. If you don't get rid of your inflated ego, means that ego, a type ego is a type of feeling that we feel we self superior, and the thing what is done is perfectly good, right? So if we have such type of feeling, if we don't correct our mistakes, then you will be back to your cave time. It means we will be back to our cave time, the ancient time, the stone age. हामी जुन समयबाट आयौँ पहिला, जुन सभ्यताबाट आयौँ, हामी त्यही सभ्यतामा हुनेछौँ फेरि, if we don't correct our mistakes that you endured long long ago, right? So जुन जुन हामी चाहिँ पुरानो सभ्यतामा थियौँ, हामी चाहिँ आफ्नै एक्टिभिटिजहरूले गर्दा, ड्यु टु आवर वान reckless activities, or due to our one ignorance, exploitation to the environment, we will get back to the same kept time. That is the most difficult time, the hardest time, if we don't correct our mistakes, or if we don't think that we should correct ourselves there. So in this way, the poet is trying to awake people about the outbreak of COVID-19, its causes, and its bad consequences here. Motherland rested a little, right? Because of that thing, because of the lockdown period, motherland rested a little, and nature has returned in its original state. The skies were blue and they were pollution free, right? In this way, as a whole, the poet talks about the human activities, anti-nature activities, and at last suggests people to correct their behaviors. If not, such pandemics will outbreak very soon, or will be sent back to our prehistoric or ancient times if we don't correct our activities. Its analysis: human beings are responsible for the outbreak of different kinds of pandemic and epidemics, right, in different courses of time. It's due to their irresponsible behavior towards nature. Human beings are destroying the lives of animals because of the exploitation of natural resources. As a whole, the poem is a warning to all humankind to correct their behaviors so as to create environmentally friendly behaviors. Question 9. Let's see here. Who is the speaker in the poem? Almost I have written in keywords. Please write in complete sentence. Uh, the corona is the speaker in the poem, who claim that they are superior to all. Human beings claim that they are superior to all. Why has the speaker come to the earth? The speaker came to the has come. The speaker has come to the earth because human beings invited them, or invited it. What positive changes have occurred on earth after the speaker's visit, or after the coronavirus appeared, or it came? The sky was clean, right? Our environment was pollution free, and the earth could have a little rest. These are the things. Then there are some questions for reference to the text. What does the speaker mean when he says, but you have counted how many have you but have you ever counted how many have died so far because of you and your words? It's talking about the worries of people, how they were worried during the COVID-19 period, right? So they were counting the deaths, but they were not counting the dead bodies in the wars. They were counting the dead people or dead bodies during the lockdown period, but they were not realizing their mistakes. They were not realizing their activities, right? In this way. Next is explain the following: I will depart one day, but remember there are many others like me. They will come too if you don't get rid of your inflated ego. So in this stanza, he means to say that if we don't correct, or if you human beings don't correct their behaviors, such pandemic or other different kinds of pandemics will come very soon. Number C. What does speaker mean in the following lines? Explain. The earth is not your property alone. It's as much as ours as yours. So here it means that the earth is the common home of all human beings or all living creatures. Right? Reference beyond the text. What human behaviors are responsible for the suffering in people's life? So these are the behaviors which are totally against the nature and our environment, like creating pollutions, right? Different kinds of activities, right, which are responsible for the outbreak of COVID-19. There are different kinds of behaviors in basically in China and Korea or other countries. People, they say that they eat the different animals, right, or they eat meat. They consume meat which are often not cooked, uncooked meats, or all the different. So that can be the direct cause, but um, according to the point here, there are different inhuman activities, or there are different irresponsible activities conducted or done by the human beings. right? How does an epidemic differ from pandemic? Pandemic and epidemic, these are the different things. So I'll show you the chart to show how are the different thing, right? Pandemic and epidemic are different. Epidemic, it is a disease, and it can, if it can be spread to a large number of people, right? That's what I call epidemic. But pandemic is to a large geography मा चाहिँ यो चाहिँ spread हुन्छ भने it's what I call pandemic. Let's hear a pandemic. An epidemic is an outbreak of disease that spreads rapidly and affects many individuals at the same time. A pandemic is an outbreak of a disease that occurs over a wide geographic area and affects an extremely high proportion of the population. And other differences, you can go to this. So in this way, we can conclude the poem Corona Says, right? So if you have any confusions, any queries about the poem, please feel free to write it in a comment and we'll try to address your queries. Thank you so much for watching the video.